Hi guys, so welcome to episode 3 of my lace frontal series. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to make a wig. I'm going to tell you all the secrets and all the little hacks that you will need. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is a mannequin hat, a weaving cap, a hairbrush, a scrunchie, some pins, a scissor, a rat tail comb, an elastic band, a tripod or a wig stand, and of course you're going to need your frontals and your bundles to make the wig. So the first thing I'm going to do is placing my wig head on the wig stand, and I'm taking my weaving cap. I prefer using this kind of cap because it has little holes in it and it makes it a lot more breathable. So this is the back of the cap, and we just want to put it on the mannequin head and pin it down so that it's not moving and we can make the wig. So we are going to start with the frontal, and you want to put the frontal in front of the weaving cap. It's just going to look more natural and fit better. And then you're going to take the back of the frontal and align it with the cap, just like that. And you're just going to pin this down. And then you're going to do the same thing at the other side. Just pin it down. And this is how it should look, flat and neat. This is how you want it to be. Okay, so now we can start making the wig. So you stick the needle through the cap and through the back of the frontal, and then you loop it and you pull. This is called the loop and pull method. You stick the needle through the frontal, the back of the frontal, you loop it, and then you pull. The first time you do this, I would suggest you to loop it around 4 times, and then the rest of the times you can just loop it twice. That's how I did it. So I loop it twice and then I pull. And you want to do this all around the frontal. Make sure that you're sewing close together. This will just allow the frontal to lay flat and neat. And also make sure that there's no lumps and bumps between the stitches. That's not what you want. You want the frontal to be very flat, or else it will show when the wig is done. Now we're going to start with sewing in the bundles. I'm double wefting because it's gonna take me less time and it's a little bit easier. So I fold the wefts once, and then I stick the needles through both of the wefts, and then I just sew it onto the cap. I again do the loop and pull method. I stick it in the cap, and then I loop it, and then I pull. You see this? This is not what you want. You don't want the tracks to fly around. You want it to stick to the cap. So for the first stitch, you want to go through the tracks, but for the next stitches, you want to go under the tracks, because if you go through the tracks the whole time, first, it's going to take you a long time to sew the entire wig, and secondly, it will make the wig shed like crazy. So go under the tracks to prevent shedding. Make sure that you're not sewing too far apart. So yeah, I'm just doing the same method over and over again till I get to the other side. now I'm folding the tracks, and I'm going to show you later on how to do the fold over method. I'm pinning the tracks down so that it's easier for me to sew, and I continue doing the method till I get to the left side. So now you want to sew the tracks onto the frontal. This whole time we were sewing underneath the frontal, but now we want to sew it onto the frontal. Quick hack, use a finger to see how much space you need in between both tracks. And this is a good trick because you do not want to sew one side very high and then the other side low, or you do not want to have too much space where we can see the cap at the end, or not enough space where you will run out of hair. This morning I had an epiphany. See, I've been running from reality. When you begin, you want to sew in a C shape, kind of like a smile line, and then at the end you want the tracks to lay straight. So now I'm going to show you how to do the fold over method. You first take the track that is below and then you sew it onto the frontal like that. You do the loop and pull method again like we did all the time, but this time you go through the weft, and then you take the weft that is above and then you fold it and you sew it down to the cap, and you go through the weft again. And then you take both tracks, you fold them, and then you go through both tracks and sew them to the cap. This will make sure that the tracks lay flat and that there are no bumps and lumps. And let me show you how to start a new bundle. So you want to do the same thing that you did at the beginning. You just take the two tracks and you stick the needle through the track and then you sew it onto the cap. Make sure that the new bundle lays exactly where the old bundle finished, and make sure that there are no lumps or no space between them. So this is my third bundle, and with the third bundle I'm going to start single tracking it. It's the same thing as double tracking, just with one track. It's gonna make it look flatter when you come to the top. So now you don't want to tilt the track upwards, you want to tilt the tracks a little downwards so it can be straight and it can align with the frontal. With the last track, you want to sew it onto the back of the frontal. You want to do this because otherwise people will be able to see the space between the tracks and the frontal, and you do not want this. So yeah, sew it onto the frontal. And for the last stitch, you want to loop it around 6 times and then pull it. and then just cut the thread. To sew an elastic band onto the wig, it's super easy. Just do the same method that we did with the whole entire wig. Just loop and pull it, and you want to align the end of the elastic band with the end of the frontal, and you want to do little stitches. And for the last stitch, you again want to loop it around 6 times. Do the same thing at the other side and your wig is complete. So this is what the wig looks like. Beautiful, it lays flat, it looks really natural, like it's my own hair, and I just showed you all the secret that you need to know to make a wig. I hope you liked it. I hope you will subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you at my next one.